Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Beautiful trading day we had today, a decent one, at least in the morning. Afternoon got a bit choppy, as you guys can see here on this 30-minute chart, but I mentioned to you guys on the last video, I try to give you guys free trade ideas, and I mentioned above 433 to be bullish, to look to long. The way I traded today was the market opened at 9:30 around 433.8. That meant 433 was first support with 434.5 as first resistance. I think I gave you guys that level as well. And then boom, boom. That's amazing. Let me put out the orange line. Boom. Let me make it thicker so you guys can really see it. Boom. Cleared 434.5 and we just leveled it 436. I had a 437.2-ish level. SPY went as high as 437.14. It kind of irks me sometimes when it teases me like this, coming a few cents shy of hitting my target. But you know, it was overall a green trade. I took most of my profits at 436. I left a runner. When it got closer to 437.2 level, I started shaving off some profits. And then I end up getting stopped out on the rest when SPY dropped back below 436 on the 30-minute chart here. Okay, now that was the first trade from 434.5 up to 437. That was a solid trade in my opinion, and it was some good green for me. I did try a second trade over here at the 12 o'clock candle, where we broke down 436. We recaptured 436. So I tried to play that false breakdown setup. And then the very next candle, about 30 minutes later, it lost the 436 level. I ended up having to get stopped out. And I'm very glad I cut my loss on the 12:30 candle, because you guys see on the 1 o'clock candle, I left to lunch when this happened. But holy crap, that 1 o'clock candle, let me show you on the 15-minute chart. It was like a nice little rug pull. It bounced up and then boom, bouncing around my 434.5 level. So if you shorted 436, I didn't personally, I missed this trade. But if you shorted 436, 434.5 is where you want to take profits, for a level-to-level trade, level-to-level trade, sheep style trading, this is a no greed approach. A lot of times, my fellow retail traders, we're always expecting home run moves to the upside, to the downside. But a lot of times the market doesn't really give us $10, $15, $20 moves. Sometimes they give us a few dollar moves, and they, more times than not, they'll give us level-to-level moves. So my goal is consistency. I'm not trying to get rich quick. I'm trying to get rich slow. So, that's why I love level-to-level trading. Takes the guesswork out, where to enter, where to exit. And it's the safe way to play. You guys see these level-to-level move intraday. I think it's pretty good. So hopefully you guys were able to make some green today. Okay, you guys got to understand the level of success that I'm trying to reach is legendary status. I'm trying to be a legend, guys. And there's one thing that over the years that I've learned is that I cannot reach this level of success on my own. I need you guys. I need you guys to be successful. I need to be successful in teaching you guys these things. Okay, I cannot become a legend without you guys. So that's why I try to give you guys these free trade ideas, in hopes that one, you guys are making money, and two, maybe you decide to join my Discord one day. Okay, take a look at my Discord. When we cleared the 434.5 level, I alerted the group. 434.5 cleared here, and put in the upper targets in play. And I do that throughout the day. I'm your assistant, man. I'm your eyes. I watch these stocks. I know I call myself a sheep, but I watch these stocks like a hawk. I watch them like a hawk. Anyways, green day. I was 1 for 2. I don't want to tell you guys that I get all my trade. The first trade was put me very green. The second trade, when I tried to enter here around 12-ish, I tried to play the false breakdown setup, but I had to cut loss on the next candle when it closed below 436. Now look at here. I entered around 436.10-ish, around there. And then the next candle, it closed around 435.9-ish. That's not a bad loss. It is a loss and it sucked, but that red compared to the green I had, 1 for 2, overall green. You're not going to get them all, but you want your winners to be bigger than your losers. And today, even though I was not 100% with my trading, my winner was a lot bigger than my loser, and I'll take that. Okay, and after that, it was so choppy. I ended up taking like I said, the second trade, I took a L. I just wanted to protect my profits. Okay, so 1 for 2. That's Uncle Charles' trading day, and I hope you guys found some value in that on how to enter trades and how to exit trades, because that's the point. It's not to show off my trades what I did for the day, but just to give you guys an education on how the sheep enters and exits the trades, and using the charts to show you guys how well it works. Okay, so when we break out resistant, that's when we look to long, and I alert the group in the Discord when we break down support, so on, so on. So anyways, let's go to the daily chart, guys. I mentioned above 433, it would be bullish. Why? Because we had a breakdown of that level on Friday. So back above it will give us a false breakdown setup. So now that we're back above it, are we bullish? Not quite. Bulls still have some more work to do, okay? We can talk about seasonality. Guys, the yellow arrow is pointing at right here. We're in mid-October where a bottom is usually found. That's the tendency on average. From here on out, it's a tendency to be bullish, but the price action must confirm. So for the price action to confirm, my recommendation is that it needs to clear 437.5-ish, okay? That's a fib level, 78.6 fib level based on this yellow line. We didn't get perfect tests of that level, but you guys can see around that zone, you see all these wicks and this red candle and these wicks, okay? Around that zone, you see that there's selling pressure. That's the supply zone. So for me, in order to be bullish, I need to see a close or a breakout of 437.5 for tomorrow. If that happens, guys, don't argue with the price action. Look to long if it does. That's my recommendation. We do have a gap all the way back from September 20th at 438.6. And then let me go to the weekly chart. I know I had a 440 level. It was based on the 20 weekly moving average, okay? Because I do like to watch the weekly chart as well. But yeah, the 20 weekly moving average is around 440. And then my white trend line is around 442. Okay? So that above 437.5, my targets would be 438.5, sixes for the gap fill, 440, 20 week moving average, and 442, my white trend line. Above 442 would be pretty bullish in my opinion. But for tomorrow, guys, the same way we were bullish above 433, my recommendation is to be bullish above 437.5. All right? As far as being bearish goes, it needs to break down. It needs to break down support levels, starting with 436, 434, and of course 433. Okay, 433 is fib level. That right now we got a false breakdown setup based on that 433 level. So if you're a bear, you want to see price break down 433 to cancel that false breakdown setup. If the false breakdown is canceled, that's bearish. So below 433 would be bearish. I have 431 as a support level, but I would favor 429.6 in the 428 level in play. Okay, that's my 1 year trend line, 428. Below 428, bulls lost control, bears take over. Okay, guys, so below 433 bearish, above 437.5 is bullish. Anything between that range, as you guys can see with these candles, is chop. All right, if we're in the chop, you might want to consider just scalping and playing it safe until we get the break of the range. Otherwise, you can still play it level to level. Moving on to triple Q, inside daily candle. We did manage to recapture. What was that? We cleared 368. I think I mentioned that to you guys, long above 368. We did hit a high of 370.48. Okay, so that's definitely a zone to watch. 370.5 to 371 zone. If that clears, I'll favor a test of my blue trend line around 374. All right. Remember the blue trend line here. Test here, test there. Looking for that third test around 374. Above 374, bulls are in control. Consolidation is likely over. All right. To be bearish, needs to break back below 368. 366.5 and 364.7. Those levels fail. Look to short. Okay, with 362.6, 360.3, 359, and so on lower. Okay, Overall bullish above 368, bearish below 368. IWM, we got a bounce or a gap up actually back over that 170.5 level. I mentioned to you guys if we clear like 172-ish, look to long with 173.5. We got to 173.39, didn't quite hit the target, but watch that 172 support. As long as above, we need that breakout of 173.5. If we break it out, 174, 175, 176.5, and 177.7 would be targets. I think we could go hit 179. But that bullish sentiment will be canceled if we drop back below 172 and 171.5 to put 170 and 167.4 back in play. Tesla. What is this? This is a piercing line pattern. Would you guys say that's a piercing line pattern? Maybe not. I was just watching. Anyways, one thing to notice though is that you see this white trend line? That's around the 253 level. We lost that level last week. That's a fib level, guys. If I zoom out, you see it's a fib level. And now we recapture that. That's a false breakdown setup. So as long as above 253, stay bullish. If we drop back below 253, obviously the false breakdown setup is canceled. It's not intact. Okay, but if it's above 253, resistance are 255, 256.5, and 258. If those levels clear, bullish with 261, 263, and possibly another test of my blue trend line. That's around 268ish though. Holy moly. If we drop back 253 though, if we drop back below, bearish. Don't argue with the price action. 251, 249, 247, 247. And what would I got lower than 247? I got 245.5, 244. Holy moly. Bottom line is bearish below 253, guys. Bullish above it. Apple, was that a bullish counter? There's so many damn candlestick patterns. This is a bullish counter attack. Overall, for follow through, 179.3, 180.7, and 182 are resistant levels. If those levels clear, look to long. Bottom is in above 182. That's a breakout of my blue trend line. Okay, we have three tests of it. So if we break out on that fourth test, that's bullish. Above 182 is a must. Put in 183, 185, 186.5, and 188 and 190 in play, okay? As long as below 179.3, there is no breakout, no false breakdown setup. That's overall bearish. Need to show follow through by breaking down support at 178, 176, and 174.8. Below those levels of bearish. 172, 170. What I got here? 170. Okay, that's 170. This one is 167.6. All right. Does that make sense, guys? NVDA had a beautiful trade idea today in the Discord. Overall, though, we opened at around 450. I mentioned to the group, what did I wrote in the trade ideas room for NVDA? Resistance are at 451 and 453. If these levels recapture, look to long. I wrote it right here. Look to long. I'm telling you guys, you can make so much money. We got to a high of 462.2. That's an amazing trade idea. For anyone thinking Uncle Charles charged too much for his Discord, my goodness. Trading stocks like this with these type of trade ideas will pay on its own, pay for itself. The point is though, above 460, I would stay bullish. Resistant next is at 462. Long above 462 with 463.5, 465, and 468 in play. Above 468, I'd be bull buyers, okay? Now, we want to be bearish. It got to drop back below 460 and 457.5. If it does get bearish with 455, 453, 450, and 448.8 all back in play. Google. Trying to recapture that 140.3 level. It's not much of a recapture, but keep an eye on it. As long as above 140.3, 142 is the next resistance level. If that clears, look to long with 143.3 and 145 in play, okay? Below 140.3 is overall bearish with 138 as a target. We lose 138, guys. We had buying pressure there last week, but if we lose 138, that'll be very, very bearish with 136.4, 134.8, and 132.8-ish back in play. AMD, some way, somehow, despite that red candle from last Friday, support at 105 defended, and it went back and tested the 107.4-ish level. Holy moly, just playing ping pong between my levels right now. So at least we know the range, right? 107.4 clears, long. All right? 107.4 clears, long. 109.2, 111, 112.2, 114, and 116 are now the targets. As long as it's above 107.4, we know there's buying pressure around 105. If that's lost, likely all the buy orders are absorbed, it's gone, and we're likely heading down lower, down to 103, and maybe back test this yellow trend line around 100.5. It's below 100.5. Very bearish, false breakout setup with 99.5, 98, 96 in play, okay? Anybody here like gold? GLD, gold. Got a white trend line here. One test, two tests. Got the third test. Breakout is 188. Breakout is 178.5. That would put 180, 181.2, 182.5 in play. And maybe we'll get up to 184. But it has to break out 178.5 to trigger longs, give us that breakout. As far as being bearish, I mean, we did get a third touch. If bear's going to show follow through, it needs to break down 177. If gold breaks down 177, look to short. Gap fill, 175. Another gap fill, 174. Actually, that gap fill's at 175.2, excuse me. Then the other gap fill's at 174. And then we got a third gap fill around 172.5-ish. And then a fourth one around 169.69. That's a funny number. And then below that is 168.3, okay? Bear case scenario starts below 177. Bull case scenario starts above 178.5. Let's keep it simple, guys. I need to get to the chatter flow for you guys. Let me show you guys the dark pool orders for free. Yeah, 436. Don't I have a 436? That's one of my resistance support level. That's amazing how the dark pool order aligns with my support resistance level. Isn't that amazing? 989.6 million in premium. I explained yesterday what dark pool orders are. Definitely give that video a check. I spent the first 5-6 minutes of the video explaining what it is. So we know 989.6 million in premium around that 436 level, guys. Let's keep it simple. In order for there to be buyers, there has to be sellers, and the people who use these dark pool orders are big money people that wants to remain anonymous. All we know is that there's activity here. We don't know who bought from who. We don't know who sold to who. But we know 436 is a level. So what are we going to do? We're going to be bullish above it, bearish below it. That's the equilibrium level based on dark pool orders. Okay? Option flow. Filter for 500K premiums or above. Big money. What are you guys doing? They're buying puts. That's what they're doing. Triple Q. 50% for bulls, 49% for bears. They are indecisive for triple Q. IWM bullish. Tesla bullish. Apple bullish. NVDA is bullish. What I got? GOOG. GOOG is bullish. AMD is nothing. And anything for gold? Nothing for gold. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more content from Uncle Charles, please consider joining my Discord. I would love to serve you guys at a higher level. If I reach 200 Discord members, I will do a face reveal. So help me out. Help your boy out. Help your uncle out. Peace.